What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Correlation Nation. This is the first look at the injury report. I figured we'd go ahead and try to get ahead of this. And so I thought the way we could do this is we'll just initially go to DK Live, see what kind of injury stuff they have posted, and then I'll kind of go through it and dispute some of this or confirm. So, all right, so they do have some stuff posted. Jalen Duren and Nick Richards, they're supposed to be playing tomorrow. Then Cameron Johnson's probable. So Duren played and was knocked out of the game, lost a tooth, messed up a bunch of my parlays. And then Nick Richards, he set the last game. Cameron Johnson is coming back from being away for a little while. And then some of the questionable tags we have is Jaylen Brown, Cade Cunningham, Turner, Miles Bridges, Brandon Miller, Grayson Allen, Grant Williams, Marcus Sasser, and Dennis Smith Jr. The most notable being Jaylen Brown, Cade Cunningham, Miles Turner, Miles Bridges. Those would probably be the most notable, but most of these are fairly significant. Sasser's been playing a reasonably, or a decent sized role for Detroit. Dennis Smith Jr. is kind of irrelevant. He may play a few backup minutes, but beyond that, he's not playing a whole lot. And then the doubtful tags: Jeremy Grant, Micic, and Gibson. So Taj Gibson and John Conchar. Jeremy Grant's been out a little while. I don't foresee he's coming back quite yet. May not even play the rest of the season, to be honest. So he's been dealing with like a hamstring strain. And then Micic, I believe did he sprain his ankle? I don't really remember exactly what he did, but we'll get into that in a minute. Um, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna hop over to RotoWire. They have some of this stuff as well. Now, again, all this stuff's not completely updated. It's not completely accurate. But what we'll do is we'll run through this from top to bottom. So, LA and Washington. Vanderbilt looks to be ramping up to make a comeback. Could be back tomorrow or later today. And then Gabe Vincent also has a chance to play. But, neither of these are super significant. Gabe Vincent, he's probably only going to play around 16 minutes, I think, unless he can really, really show some great production. And then he may earn a little bit more playing time. But I don't think his conditioning is all that relevant, because I think that even if he was in really good shape, they're not gonna mess with the lineup too much. That would be my take on this. So I would look for him to get around 16 minutes, maybe 16 to 18, and that'd probably be about it. So on the other side, Kyle Kuzma, he's been out with shoulder and now dealing with some heel issues. And then we have Marvin Bagley. He left with a knee sprain. Uh, Rashard Holmes, he left with a toe injury here, I think like 2 games ago. Tyus Jones been dealing with back issues. And then we already mentioned Kyle. So I believe that Kyle Kuzma I would say out of all of these players, Kuzma has the best chance of playing. But we don't really have any real clarification on whether he will or not. And so I'd look to see if he participates in shoot around, and then it's just kind of like a true game time decision. You want him, if he goes through shoot around, then he might have a good shot. But this is a true game time decision. Now, I don't foresee Bagley playing, and I really don't think Holmes is either. I think that this I think he's a rookie. I might butcher this, but I believe it's Vukcevic or Vukovic. I'm not sure. I probably butchered the heck out of that. But either way, I do believe that they're probably going to look to give this guy a little bit of run, see what they have in him, and just kind of work on his development a little bit. So that's kind of the way I'll lean, is that these other guys will set. He'll probably get some run. Now Portland and Charlotte. Jeremy Grant, we mentioned him on the other side of this, and I don't think he'll be playing. Anthony Simons is still out. He's not going to be playing. So we basically have. I mean, this is probably a pretty good guess to what their starting lineup will look like tomorrow. And you would look for Banton to probably still play pretty good minutes. Now Charlotte, Trey Mann, like I said, Micic is out. They got him listed as a game time decision, but he's doubtful. Like, he's probably not going to play. And we'll click on him real quick just to see shoulder injury. Yeah, so he's tagged as doubtful. Probably not going to play. Brandon Miller, he's dealing with a sprained ankle, and it's hard to have a strong opinion on that. We've spoke about sprained ankles before. It's one of them deals where it could look bad, and they could suit up. We really don't know. I would also look to see whether he goes through shoot around or not. If he participates, that's a pretty good sign that he'll play. I mean, he is young. I'd say it's a game time decision. If he goes through shoot around, he'll probably play. Miles Bridges is dealing with a sprained or has like a wrist contusion. I don't know if that's going to prevent him from playing. This guy plays heavy minutes. They're already so depleted. Just looking down here at their, the players that it shows on the injury report, but there's already so many other people that aren't playing, like LaMelo Ball and Mark Williams. I mean, you could go on and on about all the players that aren't playing right now. So the Charlotte Hornets have turned into the Charlotte Thunder, with Trey Mann and Micic and Pogo, and then just all these people from the Thunder. It's wild. Anyways, Detroit and Atlanta. Cunningham's questionable. He's still dealing with this. Sorry, pardon me. He's still dealing with the knee soreness, so it's just injury management is all it really is. I believe that he'll probably play through it. His minutes have been trending upwards, so it's not a back to back. I don't know if they play tomorrow, but they didn't play yesterday, so I find it hard to believe that he's not going to play. Now Sasser is dealing with an illness. It's kept him out the past 2 games. He's another guy that I think that if he participates in shoot around, he's trending in direction of playing, and that's kind of where your lean's going to come from. But as of right now, we don't really have any strong lean. He's just dealing with an illness that's kept him out a few games. On the other side, notable injuries. So Okongwu, he still remains out. I think they announced that he'd be reevaluated in like a week, 7 to 10 days, something like that. So he's out. That's going to secure Capella's minutes a little bit, especially going against Detroit with like Duran and Wiseman. So OKC, Boston, SGA. It's weird because he's not shown anything up here, and then down here he's still red. No real tag. I think he'll probably play. He hasn't been shooting the ball real well lately, but he probably still has a good chance of playing. And then Jalen Williams is listed as out, but he's not out. He's questionable. Let's see. Yeah, that's out for Tuesday. I honestly thought yesterday was like a one on, one off type of deal. And they chose to hold them both out. So I think that they're both going to play in this game. And that's just that's where I lean. I lean that they'll both play. This is a fairly important game. to the Thunder. You know that race is so tight. They probably need to get this win. On the other side, Jaylen Brown is questionable, and he's been dealing with, oh heck, I can't remember. Oh, hand injury. Yeah, it's the same thing. I mean, it's been injury management with him and Tatum and all these guys. They're probably gonna play him in this game, but you probably still want to keep your eye on it. They may not need to. So just keep your eye on the starting lineup with that deal. But I think he has a pretty good shot at playing. Miles Turner, so I think he left the last game, hurt his hand. X-rays came back negative, but then he went and seen a hand specialist apparently, and now he's listed as questionable with, I think, kind of like a probability of playing. So he'll just have to look to see how that affects him. You know, it is notable because even if he does play, it could definitely affect his minutes and his production. So keep your eye on it. You know, maybe be careful, you know, rostering this guy, or, you know, play, you know, like in DFS, or playing any like props on him or anything like that. You might just handle this with caution, and really just wait and see if he plays, or how he plays, if he does play, and just go from there. I'll probably leave him alone and just see how he does. On the other side, you know, like I said, Cameron Johnson coming back. I don't know if he'll regain the starting the starting four spot or not. You'll just have to wait and see, but he does look to be making a return. You know, if not this game, probably next. In this game, the only notable injury really is just the Brandon Ingram. I mean, I guess Alvarado kind of, but that's not that significant. And then Brandon Ingram, he remains out. Memphis and Milwaukee. Conchar. I guess we read some about it. I guess he's just unlikely to play, so doubtful. And then where'd everyone go? All right, here we are. Oh, I would say that Bane's out, and then Lillard is a game time decision. I think his was personal. I don't think his was. It says groin, but okay, it was a groin strain. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I'm not sure how significant it was, so I don't have a strong opinion on this. I don't know if he's. I thought that he was out due to something personal, honestly. So you'll just have to keep your eye on it, see if he goes through shoot around, and yeah, just wait and see. Other than that, like I said, I don't have a strong lean on that. I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens with that whole situation. Gary Trent, he's coming back from just rest, basically. You know, I look for him to be reinserted into the lineup, and then yeah, nothing else really too notable on that end of things. You know, you obviously had Quigley and Barrett return to the lineup yesterday. They played just over what I had projected them. So I had projected them for like 24 minutes apiece, and we'll actually pull this up because that's what I projected them for. They hit both their props. Well, actually, I think I had wrote down a rebound prop for Quigley just as an option, but I think he fell one short. Let's pull him up. So he played 27 minutes with 3 minutes over, and 26. So we weren't far off of that. I anticipate they'll probably increase their minutes a little bit. I'm surprised he didn't get a little bit more run since they spent the past week ramping up. But projecting him at 24 seemed like the right thing to do, and it turned out pretty well for me. Anyways, moving on. Nothing else really to talk about on that side of the game, or on those games. Cleveland and Phoenix. Donovan Mitchell still kind of being worked back, as the knee issue that he's dealing with. We'll click on him real quick, see what it says. So yeah, so it says he was ruled out yesterday due to the knee injury, and I really think it's just a management thing. Wait and see. Does he go through shoot around? If he does, he's trending in the right direction. I think that it was just more that it was going to be a back to back, and they didn't want to put that strain on him. No reason to really push him that hard whenever they're working towards the playoffs. So I look for him to get back into the swing of things today. But you'll just have to keep your eye on the injury report, or not the report necessarily, but just keep your eye on the starting lineup. But I do look for him to play. I probably projected him between like 28 and 30 minutes. He always has the chance to go over that, but again, you want to be on the side of caution, and then just I think around 30 minutes is the smart thing. On the other side, Grayson Allen, he is questionable hip injury, and yeah, he's just a true game time decision. It's not really all too significant. He's not somebody I'm gonna like ride up a bunch of props on or anything like that, so it doesn't really mean much to me. And that's really it. I don't think there's much else to talk about. Those are kind of the injuries that we're dealing with, and those are my takes on them. So hopefully that'll help us get ahead of the injuries for tomorrow. But you always do want to keep your eye out for injury report, as well as the starting lineup, because you never know when things are going to just pop up out of nowhere. I mean, yesterday we had Embiid out all day, and then right before the game, bam, he's in. Oh, and Maxey's out. I mean, it's just, which Maxey was questionable, but I don't know. It seemed a little, it seemed pretty shady. Either way, good luck to everyone today, and catch you next time. Peace out.